Well, good afternoon. It is December 29th, Friday. We're closing up 2023 and Monday is the beginning of 2024. So, just a end of the year update here. You can see I got all my caps off of the old batteries. I tried to do an equalize on these. I actually disconnected the newer Duracells and just tried to stuff some power into these with the generator. They've kind of just had it, you know. I personally could empty them all out and put new electrolyte in and get a little bit more life out of them, but I really want matching batteries. I think the reason they degraded so fast is the two sides of the bank have unbalanced resistance while they were hooked up. While everything was hooked up and I would run the generator and try to do an equalization cycle, I could barely get these things to bubble. So that's why I disconnected the Duracells to try and boil these off. But I think the big batteries were taking all the charge and doing all the work for the last 2 years, 3 years. I got those in 20. These I've been rocking for almost 7 years, you know, and they've had really hard use. They've been all the way discharged and overcharged, and you know, I was still learning about this stuff. I didn't have really the right cable set up on them. I had them just piggybacked. I didn't have equal length cables going to the bus bar, but you know, such is life. Lessons learned. I want to get 8 more of these guys, get rid of these 8. So I'm going to do some calling around, see who's going to give me the best deal in return for the cores. So I can get 8 more of these guys and then have balanced, all matching, balanced resistance batteries. These are still holding up great. I know these are actually disconnected and these are running the house. So half of my bank is running the house. So that, you know, what does that tell you about what these were doing? But you know, equipment wise, nothing has changed in a long time. Everything's holding up good. Inverter is still stout as can be. You know, solar. You know, we just passed the winter equinox, so the sun's riding really low. So solar's not, you know, it's pretty much the worst time of the year for it. Water heater's doing great. 15-foot coil's doing great. Pump's holding up. Furnace, you know, the house is the only complaint I get around here, temperature wise, is geez, is it hot in here. It's kind of hard to mitigate, you know, keeping it from getting too hot. I like just keeping the fire going because it's more efficient to just keep it running than to restart a fire every day. So I'll stick like 2 pieces in it just to keep coals going, keep the water hot. And but yeah, the house is like 75 degrees pretty much non-stop. And when you're acclimated to the cold, 75 is pretty damn hot. Turbine, you know, she's still up there. Some of the paint has started to fleck off of the blades, and that's what I balanced it with, was the paint. So it's probably time to set up my scaffolding and get up there, take the blade off, rebalance it, put new grease in the bearings. But you know, she still makes good power. Nothing spectacularly new with that. Harvest season was you know, we got some stuff. There's a couple staples that just always grow good here. Potatoes grow good. The tomatoes grow good, but the rabbits or the deer or something, before I got my fence back up, really hammered the broccoli and the cauliflower and even some of the cabbage pretty bad. So we didn't, we got some, but it wasn't great. We did get some cucumbers. The raspberries are starting to spread, so I'm excited about next season that we'll actually get some, we'll get some berries. We did get some beans, we got some peas, so that was cool. Still doing good on firewood. Plus, I still got a major backup pile over there. We lost a couple chickens. We had another break-in. Something tunneled in. And I don't think it was after the chickens, it was just after eggs. But after it tunneled in, a couple of the chickens snuck out. And we just never recovered them. This woods is so thick. And we got foxes and, not big predators, but we got some predators here. So, yeah, we never recovered them. Peppers out of the greenhouse did good. Yeah, you can see the sun. This time of year it rides so low that the only light we're getting is what's cutting through the woods. So hopefully a couple more weeks she'll start coming back up and getting above the treetops, because we're only getting about half of the power that we should be generating. But other than that, it was a good year. Homesteading it's trial and error, and when everything isn't provided by the providers, you have good years, you have mediocre years, and sometimes you have bad years. I wouldn't say this was a bad year. We still did good, survived. Lights are on, house is warm. There's for deer season, I did manage to get a nice 6-point buck right in the backyard. And then up north at our property, I brought home a big doe. So we got probably 120 pounds of venison in the freezer. So that's awesome. Got fresh wild meat. We got fresh, homegrown veggies. I found these things I'm going to bring up north, and maybe we can try to have a little bit of a garden up there. I'm also going to do some experiment with food plots on the hunting land. But the land we got up there is really sandy. It's all just sand and rocks. So I'm thinking maybe something like this. I got 4 of them. Group them all together just with a little walking path to get around them. Maybe put some mulch down, and then similar to over there, we'll just fence in, try and keep the deer out of it, and then we'll plant food plots out kind of in our kill zones, and hopefully that'll keep the deer away from this and more worried about the food plots, clover and radish and different stuff. But on a sad note, those of you that didn't see the video, I did sit in my truck where I had a beer with my dad. We lost my dad this year. That was tough, but we're all, he raised us to be strong. Now I'm the new pillar of the family, and we're just trying to stay optimistic and look towards the future and where things could go. I'm going to keep on developing the land up north, and in a couple years when our teenagers move on and do their things, go off to college, whatever. I want to transition to living up there and just go full-time, like complete homesteader. We got to get a well in. We got to figure out septic. We already got power, but that is going to need to be upgraded. But when I move that and stand up the turbine that's up there and combine all our batteries together, we'll have one hell of a power system. So I think it'll be all right. And it'll be nice to, you know, this is a beautiful property for what it is, for being across the street from Green Bay. You know, city's right there. I just happened to have locked down a 6-acre lot right in the middle of town that's got deer on it and turkey, and you know, hasn't had chemicals sprayed on it in 20 years. So it's healthy woods, it's healthy soil. So it's been good being here for the last decade. We moved in September of 2014, or no, 2013. Yeah, so over a decade. And you know, my girls have had the opportunity to learn a little bit about the woods, learn how to chop firewood, stack firewood, split firewood, plant and harvest vegetables, harvest wild meat out of the woods, you know, small game and large game. Of course, we, you know, when they were younger, we started with rabbits and worked our way up to white-tailed deer. You know, they're probably the only teenage girls in their school that are accustomed to handling chickens. Hey, I wonder if we got some eggs. Probably do. Alright, girls. Did you eat your breakfast? Good. Heck yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good girls. Awesome. I'll have to bring a container back out here and grab some of them. I don't know. Let's take a walk. Walk and talk. But yeah, I love it here. But we're still in the city. We still, you know, there's a couple bars over yonder. And at night we get a lot of DUI drivers that get pulled over right on the road in front of our house. I've woken up to cherries and berries flashing at 2:30 in the morning. Oh geez, probably 100 times in the 10 years we've lived here. Sometimes it's entertaining. I'll sit up and smoke a cigarette and watch it while backup unit 1, 2, 3, and 4 come and they search the car and arrest them. Whatever. It's like watching a, you know, live episode of Cops. Here is the stand that I whacked that buck out of. He was pretty much just a couple feet past that salt block, nibbling on some flowers, and he was a heavy boy. He took one little hop and kind of ran that way, and then laid down and took his last nap. Clean kill. He didn't feel much, didn't go far. I got another stand back there. Here, I'll show you the backup wood pile. So even when we run out of what we got in the basement, I got a ton more. I probably got another semi-load over here. various this and that, mostly ash. They've still been, the city and all the tree services have been removing the ash from everywhere because the ash borers just been going through and killing them all. You can see, peel the bark off. These are the trails from the ash borer. They burrow in the bark, and then lay eggs, and then the larvae will climb around and eat this, the soft tender stuff from underneath the bark, and just slowly kill the tree. So all the ash everywhere in Wisconsin is dying. So the city and all the tree services have been just chopping it down as fast as possible to try and eliminate their food source, so they either die or move on. But that's dump trailer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a whole nother year's worth of wood here. This is all maple. There's a little bit of birch over there. I think some dogwood, but it's all good burning stuff. And it's only been sitting here a year, so it's probably about time to start dipping into it. Maybe I'll lay some pallets out, and as I cut it down to firewood length, I can get it off of the ground, let it dry back out. Everything that's not touching the ground is super dry though. Just the stuff that's touching the ground is going to have a little residual moisture in it. Just, it wicks up, whatever. But yeah, all in all, it's been a good year. A lot of funerals though in the last few years. Crazy. Almost as if like there's some new untested experimental medication that got forced on the public. I tell you what, in the last 4 years, I've gone to more funerals than I've gone to in my whole life. That's kind of scary. And it doesn't seem like it's going to slow down, because I got more family and more friends that are damn near their deathbed. So that's all I have to say about that. But yeah, just kind of scary. I don't know. A little bit more careful about what I put in my body. The solar water heater worked really good this summer. Got the generator running right now because it's been cloudy for like 2 months in a row. Just doing a bulk charge on them Duracells, trying to keep them happy. So when I add the new batteries, they can jive. Hoping next week I can figure out how we're gonna get the new batteries. But anyways, if you followed this channel at all, watch a couple of my videos here and there, I really appreciate it. If you have any tips or suggestions or questions even about anything, I'd be happier than hell to go into detail and explain how I did this or that. Or if you can think of a way I could do it better, please drop me a comment. But otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Happy New Year's, and God bless you.